Hi, I'm Somangya. I'm GTA, and I'm here to teach you how to use InDesign and how to design your layout for your portfolio. And before you start using the software, we need to collect your file first for your smooth working process. So first, divide into two parts. First is files, and second is folder. So file, so we need to organize the overall files. We need to rename each files in using consistent rule. So these are the things you need to consider to determine your naming format. And then after you decide what file naming format you will stick to, and then think about the hierarchy of the folder you're gonna put those the files. So when you when you think about the folder hierarchy, then think about those are the list of the thing you could add in a folder as use it for the folder name. So resources is really useful for any types of project. And the project, your interior design project or hands rendering project, those are the work that involves your work files. And maybe if you want, you can put any folder that's relevant to your portfolio. If you are good at photography, maybe you can add photography folder to show some of your work. And awards or competition work can be on a separated folder, or you can put those awards folder in your project folder. It really depends on your decision. So you need to create those systems you will stick to. And so while you collect the files from your computer and team project, think about project numbers. It is important to have ease at searching project-specific items. Even though you give a great name for your project and you might think you are never going to forget it, but you might end up with finding yourself trying to remember project names, or you spend hours and hours to find a specific file in a project that your client requests. So to prevent those tough situations, so it is recommended to use time-based project number. It is useful to use year or date to categorize by the timeline. So for example, 2020 is also it is recommended to start from the year, and then if you want, you can add the month or the date as well. But if you wanna name the first project of 2020, you can put 2020-01 as a first project, or you can just put the year, last two digits of the year, and the number 01 as a first project. And second, revisions format. So you may make numbers of revisions due to the nature of design project. Interior design project proceed for a long period of time, from several weeks to several years. So at some point, you might need to go back to the previous versions. So date format is not enough. So you need to have some identify what revision it was. Simply adding version 01, version 02, 03 to the end of a file name indicating the revision number, and it could be add some date before the version. It can be helpful for you to save your time. And then date format. It is usual to sort with year, month, day. This will allow you for your dated file to automatically sort themselves out. Choose a day format and stick with it. If you lose consistency, it'll be hard to sort according to the order of the sequence. So 2020 and hyphen or just space or just put them together without any spaces or identification. 2020 and month and date and project name and revision number, or date, project name, and file type, and file style, and revision number. And file name types. So it's about like plans, elevation, rendering, or project Revit file. Those are the file name types, or diagrams as well. Let's think about the file name themselves. Name of the plan drawing, specification, floor plan, rendering, etc. Go through all the documents and project and write down what they might be called in a file name. So it would be better to know the accurate term that indicates that file type. So will you use spaces or underscores or hyphens? Or will you all lowercase? Will you use all lowercase, all uppercase, or title case? When you have multiple similar plans, what identification code or format you will use, such as plan for like floor plan level 1 floor plan. We're gonna put number first or the plan first, and are we gonna put level, indicate the level by putting initial of it, or just simply omit it. So give yourself a set of rules for naming all your files. This will help not only you, but any of your staff as well, to make sure everyone is on the same page. So interior design works and projects are not individual job. It is group teamwork, and you have more chance to work with others than alone. So it is critical to have consistent naming format for your team and you yourself. So determine what file naming format to stick to. Okay. And then let's move on to the folder. So think about how you're going to structure the folder. So when you have project X, then there will be a subtitle, folder 1, folder 2, folder 3. Let's say in project X, you will have floor plan and like construction drawings folder, and a material and finishes folder, and a Revit file folder, and rendering folder. Or you can make it more simpler or more complicated, more complicated, so it depends on your preference. But since this is a portfolio project, it'll be better to have all the files under the one project name. But it'll be better to simply divide the portfolio resource folder and have a resources and project and miscellaneous folders as a subfolder. And put all the individual files under those three folders. So the resource folder is to add file just to decorate or insert in the InDesign project file. So the resource means resources for the InDesign file, and project is the actual your portfolio works. So and miscellaneous is maybe it could be anything. Maybe it could be resume or awards, or anything that is not categorized by the resources or the projects. So if you need more subfolders, this is the example how to the example of the folder names. So under resources, maybe materials and finishes for the InterDesign project. So and CAD resources, document templates, under resources, Adobe resources, fonts, miscellaneous project, client information, presentation, drawing, schedule, project files, blah 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 blah, and miscellaneous, hand drawing, research works, awards, for your photography, such as. But as I mentioned, the portfolio for portfolio resource folder, you don't have to specify each file type, but it is good to organize them for yourself for the future usage. So once you're done with the file name format and folder hierarchy, and now execution. So step 1, collect the data and collect the files, create a new folder, to save any files to be included in your portfolio, search for image files and documents you want to insert in your portfolio. The files in this folder will be linked to your InDesign project file. So if you relocate any linked file, you need to relink the file. So like for example, in Revit, you downloaded material and finishes in a specific folder, and when you insert the material in your Revit file, and it kind of links to your project. But if you make some changes in the material file in the folder, then you will lose the information of that material from in your Revit file. So InDesign works the same way. InDesign doesn't embed any images. It can, but it usually works to link the images to the project file. So if you lose the link, you will lose the information. So it is important to maintain the same file location and same file name. And then step 2, renaming files. So rename followed by the file naming format you decided. And first, copy the file from your project folder, from your original existing project folder, and paste into the InDesign portfolio resources folder. Paste all the existing files from the existing folder to a new portfolio resource folder. And while you copy and paste the files, rename them according to the naming format you decided. So this is a repetitive statement about the linking issue. So if you rename your file in an existing project folder, then you will lose some information of your Revit file or any other presentations. So don't rename your existing file. Just copy and paste to your new folder and rename it. And once you finish to collect all the files, and then the create folder, resource folder and project folder, and within the project folder you might need to create a soft folder categorized by the years or project name, whatever you like. Organize your folder considering the hierarchy of each folder. And share, so this will be a bonus activity. So share your screenshot of your organized folder with the file names on bonus assignment. You might want to share multiple images to present your organized file folders. So okay, in the next video, I will talk about a layout. And before we move on to the next module, I hope you can have time to look up the website I share with you to review others' portfolio. Yeah, and it'll be really helpful for you to get some idea how you will lay out your portfolio. So think about the orientation and the format to present. Okay, I'll see you next time.